Welcome to IMAGI-NATION TV, Week 14, Episode 67, featuring artists on the theme of Yes and. My name is Callum Manoa of Lara Secondary School. I am also in Geelong, and I am in Year 11. The theme of Yes and means to me is a bit of positivity in this time of dire greed in 2020. And what I want to get out of this co-hosting today is to learn so much about these artists. They do amazing work, and they're pretty great. No worries. I'm just going to go pass it over to Dos and see you then.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you, Callum, for that wonderful opening. And yes, welcome everyone. It's Friday, last day of the week of Yes and we've had so much learning throughout the week. And some of the things that, stick out for me is the fact that Yes and is about opportunities. Yes and is about seizing the moment. It's about seeing failure as an opportunity and, running with it, just saying yes and moving forward with whatever the idea is. On our yesterday show, we had an incredible woman, Aminatu Sa, who said, let's say yes and in a way that allows opportunities for others, in our families and ultimately in our communities. So be deliberate, but just be open to opportunities. And without further ado, I'm super excited to be here. We've got a great show. We've got artists today. We've got music. So it's going to be amazing. And I'm going to throw over to Callum, who is going to take us through to our next segment. Callum, where you at? Do we have you?
No worries. Thank you. Yep, just right here. Now we've got an introduction to 180 seconds of wizardry. Ooh.
Hello everybody, my name is Danny and I'm a puppeteer and puppet maker. Today we are going to look at marionettes. Now what is a marionette, I hear you ask? A marionette is a puppet that we control its movement using strings and something like this. So this is a marionette controller. This is a very sophisticated one, as you can probably see. But there are many different versions of this that people use around the world to puppeteer. And I'll introduce you to more of those and also some marionettes. So let's go have a look. Now these are a few marionettes that I've made over the years, and I'm going to make a demonstration with one of them. Do I have a volunteer? Yes, Eugene. Come forward, please. Alright, Eugene. Now show us what you can do. You can look left and right. Very nice. Now what else can you show us? Can you be sad for us? Yeah, it's a little bit sad. But let's be happy for today. That's nice. Alright, now we're celebrating. Doing a little dance. Very nice, it's always welcome. Now, Eugene, I know what you're really wanting to do. Because you love to show off. And you're getting ready for it now. Okay, ready? 1, 2... Alright, big jump now. 3, and go! I remember when I used to be able to do that. Huh. Now the first thing I do when I'm making a marionette is I need to know what it's going to look like and how big it's going to be. So I draw up a design, and the first thing I usually make is a head. So as you might be able to see, this is made from a sort of clay called Super Sculpey. And she has a hollow head in here, so I can access in there. Eventually there'll be some sort of neck inside, and she'll be able to pivot around and look around like this when she's all strung up. Now this is Nigel. He is a marionette. He just isn't strung up at the moment. But as you can see, he is made of wood, all except for his hands, which are a Super Sculpey, and also his head, which is also Super Sculpey. His eyes are marbles. And if you look closer here, you can see there's a leather joint for his wrist. And there's also rope joints at his elbows and also his knees. But you can see the wood is cut at a certain angle to allow for this movement to happen. And if we curl him up like this, you can see he makes a nice tight ball. So when he is strung up, he can do a lot of different actions. So that was a very quick run through of marionettes. I hope you've learned something. My name is Danny, and enjoy the rest of your day.
I'm back. That was amazing. I definitely learned about the marionettes. Is that the word? Thank you so much to Danny Miller for that. Now we're going to go into our artist challenge, and I'm super excited to introduce our artist for today. I'm going to start with Tyarna. Tyarna is just like me. Tyarna is also a program manager here at AIM. And yeah, I'm super excited to see what you've got for us today. Tyarna, where are you at?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. Can you just introduce yourself better than I did and tell us a little bit about your art practice and what you're going to be doing for us today?
No worries. So my name's Tyarna. I'm a proud Bundjalung Wiradjuri woman, and I live in Tweed Heads, and I'm the program manager for Griffith Uni on the Gold Coast. So as you can see behind me, I do Indigenous paintings. They're more contemporary with some kind of pulls to my own ties of family and creations. Today I've probably been a little bit ambitious, but that's who I am, and kind of always take on projects that take a little bit of time. So I've got like a 4-paneled design that I've got in my head. So I cheated a little bit and put a black background on so I could save myself some time. So hopefully we can smash out at least some of the line work for today.
Amazing. I look forward to all of that. And our next artist is Loz. Loz, you paint in a way that you connect with your ancestors. I'm super keen to learn more about your work. Can you tell us a little bit more about your work and what you're going to be doing for us?
I think the ancestry thing might be a bit more for Ariana, but my work personally is I'm at uni at the moment, so I'm just trying to make stuff that's like lighthearted, and all of my artwork has a lot of color in it. Today I'm going to be making a friend for Elizabeth. There's this face here, just out of cardboard, just something like really lighthearted and colorful for today.
I love lighthearted and colorful. So Ariana, so I did, now I've introduced you, I've crossed lines with you and Loz. Please help your girl, please. Just tell us who you are, tell us everything about your work and what you've got for us today.
Hey everyone, okay, my name is Anna, my artist name is Ariana. I run a social enterprise from my home country in Colombia. I'm a mestiza woman, which means I've got Indigenous blood together with African and Spanish. So that's most of us in Latin America. I run a social enterprise called Mami Wata Collections. And through that, I support hundreds of families of artists, of Indigenous artists who bead these wonderful beadworks that take over 3 months to be made and more. There's no machines involved. The women, the men, they only do these with a needle and a thread. So this is made up of thousands and thousands of tiny little glass beads. So these like are miniature glass beads. And what I'll be doing today is I'll be beading a bracelet. And for that, I'm going to be using this loom, which is a traditional technique of beading that I've been taught by these Indigenous women. So I've traveled a lot through South America, and I've connected, thanks to my social enterprise, I've been able to spend time and be taught this beading, which is part of my ancestry. That's, it's part of me, of who I am, how I identify myself as an Australian Latin American migrant. So I'm really excited. Apart from that, I also am a musician and I DJ as well. So I love art in all forms.
Amazing. And I'm sure all of your love and, everything that you've weaved into your story is going to shine through the beadwork that you're going to share with us today. And so you guys get into work. I'll check back in with you a little bit later. And I'm going to throw over to Callum to take us through to our next segment.
All right, guys, I'm back. Cool. Thank you for those artists. Very fine work. That is actually pretty amazing. Don't think I could do anything like that. Anyway, now we're going to throw over to Ultrafine, a new music band. Let's go.
Hey everyone, my name is Manali. I'm a singer and a songwriter.
And I'm Trevor. I'm a composer, a multi-instrumentalist and producer. And together, we're Ultrafine.
and we're coming to you live from space and Brunswick, respectively. And we're super excited to share our track, CD Stop, with you today. Obviously, we write music together. We love music. We love writing. And yeah, we're really passionate about our creative process.
Yeah. I've just got a question coming in from you. Manali, what's imagination mean to you?
Oh, good question. To me, imagination is limitless. I mean, it's the only space where anything can really be possible. And I think that's really powerful creative tool. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Just building on that, I think it's a place where you can really let yourself put down all the blocks, just let your mind wander, let your subconscious churn out some things that you wouldn't normally think of. Because yeah, just any idea can be a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you had a message to deliver to the people watching today, what's some advice you might give them?
I'd probably say number one is don't stress too much about what the future has in store for you. If you find something that you're good at, something that you enjoy doing, something that you're happy to work at, then follow that and it will honestly be fine. What about you?
I think I'd say, especially in an industry like ours, it's super important to always stay curious, always be open to learning, be asking questions and listening, because knowledge is power and knowledge is a really powerful tool as well. So yeah, that's what I would say.
Absolutely. I mean, I guess with that, we can leave you with the song.
Absolutely. Enjoy this Ultrafine tune. Thank you so much for having us. It's been an honor, and have a great night.
Thanks so much. See ya.
Bye.
What you've just been listening to is the ultimate in recorded sound. It will make all conventional disc and cassette systems obsolete. It is dust-proof, scratch-proof, digitally recorded, read by a laser, and it is called the Compact Disc.
Skateboard on jets, neon, no sweat, 8-bit graphic, upside down over traffic. When I wake up, press X, start up to now, static, the world's on automatic. Crazy, this tape's unreal, unreal, too real, too real. Lazy escape from how I feel, I feel, I feel. I'm dreaming, beat me up. City stop, city stop. Let's take it to the stars, take me to Mars, take me to Mars. Space bar, space time, tap out, rewind, old movies, replay. It don't work with the 3D shades. Game Boy, no fun, endless reruns. How much for a ticket to space? Found $2 on the floor at the arcade. Crazy, this tape's unreal, unreal, too real, too real. Lazy escape from how I feel, I feel, I feel. I'm dreaming, beat me up. City stop, city stop.
Oh wow, how cool was that? I'm still bobbing to the Ultrafine tune by the Ultrafine, and a lot of people are loving it on the live chat as well. Tom Winsley says, "How cool is this?" And Parul says, "So retro." And Steph Beck says, "I remember the tapes." It's so cool. It's a great vibe to get us into the Friday mood. So let's quickly check in with our artists. Tyarna, what's happening?
Hi, so I've just gotten like a couple of circles down on one canvas, so hopefully I can smash out all of the others really quickly, but they're all going to look a little bit different, but kind of go along the themes of a yes and.
Yes, I was about to ask you, how are you incorporating this week's theme of yes and in today's work?
So I really believe that yes and is kind of like a motto that everybody should kind of live by and kind of go, yeah, you've gotten this far, but where can we take this? And so in this design, I'm kind of like, every panel has circles, but the connections are different in how I connect those circles. So it's kind of saying that there's no one right way to get to where you need to go, but you can take multiple different versions.
I love it. I love it, and can't wait to see all of those circles come together. Loz, how are you going?
Hey. I think I may have overestimated how long this is going to take me, but that's okay. I've got his nose on so far, and I've cut out his ears, and then I think the longest bit is going to be painting.
Amazing. And just while I have you, do you want to tell us a little bit about what the theme of yes and means to you?
Yeah, sure. So for yes and, it means to me just like saying yes to every opportunity that gets thrown your way, because you don't know what's going to come of it, and just really fully like seizing the day, I think, and just saying yes to stuff and becoming the person that you want to be.
Beautiful answer. Thank you for that. And Anna, I've got a lovely message from Hannah James on the chat line. She says Colombia has a special place in her heart, and it's her favorite place to sit. Such vibrant art. She's excited to see what you come up with today.
Oh, so cool. Thank you so much for writing. That's so nice. I'm going well. So I'm creating a bracelet, and I'm trying really hard to focus on the pattern, because if I get one little bead in the wrong spot, then it just ruins the whole pattern. So yeah, I'm just trying my best at multitasking. I've chosen the iconic, Courier, like Indigenous Australian colors, because as a Latin American person, the part of Australia that I identify the most with is the Indigenous Australia community. And it makes me happy that I can connect my two identities into one who make me. So that's what I'm making. I'm making a little bracelet.
Amazing.
So I don't know if you can see.
Yeah, I can see that. Oh my God, very delicate. Just while I have you there, do you want to tell us quickly what the theme of yes and means to you?
Yeah, I think for me, it's more in terms of communication. And sometimes I'm usually very quiet. Like I'm usually in a meeting table. In my past jobs, I've always been a quiet person because I like listening. I like listening before someone speaks. And sometimes I find like people throw like statements, and then I'm always like, yes, and tell me more, like back up what you're saying, because I like brainstorming and I like the power of everyone throwing their ideas in. So yeah, usually I like to listen first and then give my point of view. That's my personality.
Amazing. And just one last comment from the chat line. Sesham says, I love that perspective of yes and take every opportunity. And he also says, I love those earrings. I love those earrings too.
Is it these earrings? Oh my God. Okay, you would love these earrings. Check this out. So these are Frida Kahlo earrings that have been handmade by, like the same technique that I'm using. So this little needle, it's very small, but it's a needle and a thread, but somehow the women can make this. I can't make this, but yeah, amazing, right? These are really cool earrings. that I sell in my brand.
Amazing. Girl, we have to talk after this, okay? So just
Yes.
stay on the line. We've got some business to do. And with
Okay.
all of that said, I'm going to throw over to Callum to take us through to the next part of the show.
No worries. Thank you back. All right. So next we're going to pass over to Ed Moon for performing Pass the Blame. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. Let's go.
Hello everyone, my name is Ed Moon and I'm going to be playing a song for you all today. Thank you so much to Imagination TV for having me. I'm really honoured to be here because getting to play to an audience doesn't happen very often at the moment, so it's really great to get to share my music a little bit. What does imagination mean to me? I think imagination is creating something, obviously, but for me, when I'm thinking about imagination, I'm thinking about my goals for the future, you know, through this time of isolation, my imagination has been running wild, you know. I've been trying to put out good energy into the world, by doing gigs like this and trying to connect with people, and also trying to imagine where I'm going to be in a year from now and how to get there and what things I need to do to help myself reach these goals. So that's a short sort of answer of what I think imagination is to me. What does yes and mean to me? This is sort of, I might have a little bit of a different sort of perspective on this, but back in high school, I was a massive theatre sports nerd and did drama all the way through. So yes and, I think about improvisation, and I feel like yes and is, you know, you take something, so someone gives you something, you know, in theatre sports the rule is to always say yes, to any offer you get, and then add to it. So yes, and then you add more, you know, yes and. I don't know, I feel like that's sort of what I think. I imagine being given a concept and adding more to it and taking what someone gives me, yeah. What's my message to the kids of today that are struggling to make sense of this current climate? Everyone is. I'm so confused. I just finished high school last year, and I thought I was going to be coming into the world and it was going to be open and I'd feel free and I'd be able to express myself in all the ways that I've been waiting to. Like, high school is so trapping, and then now I'm out and the world is just so confusing, and I just feel constantly bombarded, and I feel like it's okay to be that way at the moment, you know? The world is confusing, and it's so understandable and okay to be a little bit confused right now. So that's what I want to say, you know? Ask questions, be there for each other, be open to new information, be malleable, use your imagination, think about what you want to do with your time, you know? Use this time of isolation and entrapment to better yourself, you know? That's what I've been trying to do. I've focused in on my songwriting and I've focused in on my craft, so yeah, that's what I'd say. I started playing guitar and performing back in when I was about 14. First I started with the ukulele, and I busked down in the Mornington Peninsula and in Mornington on Main Street, and I actually saved up with that money from busking to get this camera that I'm shooting with today. But yeah, now I'm 19 and I've been playing guitar for a couple years, just gigging all around and meeting great musicians, and I now have this beautiful Martin mahogany guitar that my mum got me last year. It's named after her auntie Catherine, and yeah, I'm gonna play this song "Pass the Blame" for you. I wrote this on this guitar last year in September when all the fires were going around in Australia and New South Wales, and as this year has progressed and become more and more overwhelming, I feel like the words in this song are more and more prevalent. You know, I feel like it's taken on a new meaning. So I hope you guys appreciate that and enjoy the song. So without blabbering anymore, this is Pass the Blame. You can listen to this at the moment on Spotify at edmoonmusic. Or you could just go to edmoonmusic.com and it's on there as well. Anyway, this is Pass the Blame. I hope you enjoy. Wall of fire, as high as the eye can see, it's burning up the skies back in Tarry. Joe's back is blazing, and the Prime Minister he's lazing, and everyone is starting to see. Our country, it is burning up in flames, but no one is willing to take the blame. Oh, it's so clear that the world won't be the same, so let's ignore the pain and just pass the blame. Pass the blame. Pass the blame. 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 My cousin, he's scared of the coming change. I looked at him and I felt the same. I tried to tell him that it'd be alright, but I knew that he knew that I wasn't right. So I just keep on walking up and down my street at night, trying hard to see the light. It's hard to sit in a world complacent when the same problems repeat on and on and on again. But in the end, I think I can summarize that the world we're living in, it is filled with lies and thousands of people that can't put their crap in the bin, and that is why we are all kaput. Our country, it is burning up in flames, but no one is willing to take the blame. Oh, it's so clear that the world won't be the same, so let's ignore the pain and just pass the blame. Pass the blame. Pass the blame. Pass the blame. Blame. If you said nothing, then it doesn't mean that you said something. If you said nothing, then it doesn't mean that you said something. If you've said nothing, then it doesn't mean that you've said something. If you've said nothing, then it doesn't mean that you said something. Our country, it is burning up in flames, but no one is willing to take the blame. Oh, it's so clear that the world won't be the same, so let's ignore the pain and just pass the blame. Pass the blame. Pass the blame. Pass the blame, 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 blame. Blame, blame, blame. Blame, blame, blame. Blame, blame, blame. Thank you guys so much for having me. This has been so wonderful, and yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. All right, see you later. Have a good day. Have a good day.
Oh, Ed, oh my God, that was amazing. And Ed's message is just so incredible. I liked how he said, right now in the world is pretty insane and it's okay to feel confused. And I'm not the only one who thinks his message is great. From the chat line, Katarina says, wise words from Ed. And Gemma McMillan says, Ed speaks the truth, and indeed he does. And I'm just going to throw over to Callum to see if you have any questions for our artists.
Yeah, thank you, Chris. I'd like to give a question to the artist. In such dire times about this year 2020, how do you stay positive? And if you could, what advice would you give to the audience, our wonderful audience that's probably watching around the world? What advice would you give them about staying positive in this time and doing the things you love, such as your art?
Lars, do you want to take that?
So I think it's important. I think technology is like a really amazing thing, and it's a luxury that some of us, I think, take for granted a lot. But I think using technology to connect to people, finding a community that supports you, whether it's in art or music or writing or whatever it is, I think surrounding yourself with supportive people is like the best way, because I think that your energy often reflects in the people that you choose to spend your time with. So that would be my advice.
I also have some advice. I think there is a really good opportunity to start doing things that you've always wanted to do, especially during this lockdown time. I've kind of started like renovating my bathroom with my dad. I never thought I would be that kind of person who would kind of do those sorts of things. So I think making sure that you're pushing your own boundaries in things that you can do. This is a really unique time where we can all take a step back, stop and reevaluate and go, where do we really want to be? So that would be my advice for people around the world, would just be to try new things, and if it makes you happy, keep doing it in the future. And if it doesn't, then stop and then kind of move forward as you want.
I would say the way I stay positive, number one is really like being okay with the fact that some days I feel sad, some days I feel lost, and it's during those days that my art forms, like whatever, if I'm making jewelry or if I'm playing music, they help me stay present. And because sometimes if I allow my mind to take me places like what's going to happen, like, oh, I've lost all my gigs, what am I going to do, there's no markets, you know, when I start thinking on those things that I don't have any control over, I get really down. So I use art to help me not think about that stuff. And then on those positive days, then I go out and, like, you know, go for a walk, get some sunlight, you know, like all of that is really helpful. And yeah, it's been really tough, like right now there's no, like, all the events like closed down, but yeah, you know, it's what we have in front of us. So like, let's, you know, just accept what we have in front of us.
Wow, thanks for the advice. That was awesome. Cool as. And really goes to show how people can distract themselves in this time of need and even stay positive and do what they love. I'm going to go pass it back to you, Docris. Thank you.
Awesome. What a great question. Amazing answers. And now we're just going to throw over to one of AIM's mentees to perform a song for us, and that's Budjerah. Check it out.
Why the river's so dry? Lord, why the river's so dry? How is the cotton so white? Oh, how is the cotton so white? Lord, why the river's so dry? Lord, why the river's so dry? How is the cotton so white? Oh, how is the cotton so white? There's no clouds in the sky. Oh, no clouds in the sky, but that ain't the reason why. Ooh, ooh, oh, ooh, 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 oh. How is the cotton so high? How is the cotton so white? Lord, why the river's so dry? Lord, why the river's so dry? How is the cotton so high? Oh Lord, Lord, how the cotton so white? Lord, why the river's so dry? Oh Lord, why the river's so dry? The veins in my mother are dry. The veins in my mother are dry, oh Lord, the veins in my mother are dry. Tell us why the river's dry, oh, please tell us why. Know why the river's dry, oh Lord, we know why. The river's dry, oh, 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 oh. We know why, we know why, we know why the river's so dry. We know why, we know why, we know why the river's so dry. We know why the river's dry. Oh, we know why the river's so dry. We know why the river's dry. Oh, we know why the river's so dry.
That gave me the chills. So, so, so beautiful. And with all of that music and all of this energy, let's check in, guys. How did you go? Show us your work. Who's finished? Liz? Loz? Sorry.
Not quite finished. I only got one coat of paint down, but he's coming along.
That looks really good.
He just doesn't have any eyeballs yet, but that's okay. I'll give him some soon.
Loving it, loving it. Tyarna, what's happening there?
I didn't get to finish, so obviously I still have one panel to go, but it kind of like, that would kind of be of zigzags going to each dot, and that would have been each circle, and that would have been dots connecting it. Kind of going off my theory that I said before, that it's there's no one right way, but you always got to take a path, so you will always end up where you need to be, kind of thing.
Yeah, that's amazing. And you know what, as you're putting it down like that, I mean, we can use our imagination and we can just kind of connect those dots and say yes, and what happens in that blank you know, part of the artwork. So it's amazing. Loving it. Love it.
Thanks.
And Anna, how did you go?
I've gone well. So I mean, I want to make this bracelet longer. I have had 2 accidents happen during this time. So my thread got like tangled, and then my needle broke. So I was just trying not to freak out on camera, but yeah, that happened. But it's okay. It's all good now. I'm still gonna go. It's all fixed. So these are things that are very normal when you bead, because it's just so small and it just takes so much attention. But you know, the pattern is done. I just need to finish, like maybe do twice as long and then just finish on the ends.
Amazing. And like you said, you had all of those accidents, but what did you say? You said yes, and.
That's right.
What else can I do?
I just said, yes, that's happened, and let's keep going. Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right. Callum, do you have any final words before we close the show? You've been amazing, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much. I've enjoyed this show thoroughly. Like, seeing all these artists from music school and even the art industry is wonderful, and how their perspective on how things are going at the moment, it's just great. And I reckon it's changed mine. And even from the music and all that, it's great to see people still going on in what they love, and even in these really bad, dire times. I'd just like to thank the artists, because although I think it was one of the last artists, sorry, even if you screwed up, you said, oh well, let's keep going, you know, let's get this done. And that was just awesome. I've learned so much from you guys, and I'd like to thank you all. Back to you, Docris.
Amazing. I'm so happy you learned so much. And, you know, all the music made my Friday as well. And Grace said on the chat line, Budjerah is amazing. Of course, he's amazing. He's an A mentee. We love his work. We see his work all the time. And Lisa also said this, love this, made my Friday. And my Friday is made. I'm ready. I'm ready to bounce and have a heavy rest of the day. I hope you all have a great weekend. And thank you so much to everyone who participated today. Our artists, I can see you're still going, and you know, your works are amazing. And please send us some images once you've completed it. And yeah, we'll see you all next week. Have a wonderful weekend and a happy Friday. See ya.
Bye.